What's up, YouTube? Today we're doing a long-term review on the BFGoodrich K02 all-terrains. I've had these tires for 9 years, since 2016, and approximately 62,000 miles. The size is 235/75 R15 on a 98 Jeep Cherokee 4-wheel drive. They've been rotated roughly every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, front to rear rotation. And I have only had one puncture, one nail where I got a patch in 9 years. I've had pieces of steel, I've had screws that would stick in the tire but not penetrate all the way through. I've had no damages on the sidewalls. The punctures that I had were in between the tread blocks. And again, I only had one nail that ended up puncturing in between the tread. The other screws and pieces of steel did not puncture through. And this tire that we're looking at the moment has a nail in it currently, a small little pin nail, little small framing trim nail basically. And it's in the tire now, but it's not punctured all the way through. It's not leaking down at all. Now, what's my overall thoughts on these tires? I will tell you they are tough as nails and I highly recommend them. Now, they are pricey when you buy them. These were bought fresh in 2016, brand new, mounted and balanced, and they were $800 or $900 in 2016. So these tires today, probably closer to $1,000. But again, they've been on this vehicle for 62,000 miles, 9+ years, and I'm here to tell you they are tough as nails. They will take an absolute hammering. So how much tread is left at 62,000 miles, 9 years? Now, I live in the deep south. We have very, very hot summers, 6-7 months out of the year. And we do have some cold weather, 2-3 months out of the year. Very, very minor salt exposure. We've only had 2 or 3 snow days. So I'm not dealing with a lot of salt and brine that can eat tires up. But heat, really hot summer heat. I mean, 100-degree days, smoking down the highway. So how much tread is left? This is US nickel we see here. How much tread is left? And most of these tires are wearing very evenly, particularly with the regular balancing. There's not a lot of tread left, as we can see. So I am certainly due for a new set. However, if you just come out with a new model, they come out with a new model about every 10 years. The new model for this particular size is supposed to come out in May of 2025, so next month. However, I've also been looking at the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss. They are a little bit less expensive from what I'm seeing than the K02s that are still in the market for these. So I'm still debating on that. I'm going to look at the K03s in this size when they come out and make a final decision on that. Now, BFG, if you want to send me a new set of the 235/75 R15s, I will mount those up and we'll give reviews on those as well if you want to do that if you're watching this video. So, back to the review. Again, they are tough as nails. I will say the main issue I have found with the K02s, as they have aged, they have gotten harder and harder, the rubber. And so not as soft as when they were fresh. Tires do dry out with age. That's just part of the aging process with tires. So I don't even know if you could really say that that's a BFG issue. I mean, you would have to look at other tire brands. But I would also argue that because they are a harder compound, they do last longer. The treads last longer. The downside is I would say the traction, of course, is not as good, being a harder tire. And the road noise, of course, is a little bit more intense when you have a harder compound. And so there's pros and cons to everything. You get a softer tire, they're going to wear out faster. They're going to be a little less tough. They're going to take less of a hammering. So that's something to think about. Most people replace all-terrain and mud-terrain tires at about 50% of tread life so they can have maximum traction. I do not do that. I get a new set of tires and I will run them to the very last end of their life. That's just what I do. Everybody's different. I squeeze every nickel out of what I can get out of a set of tires. I mean, there are some places on the tread. Let's see if I can. So, for example, right here, there's certain places that the tread is getting a little questionable. However, again, super tough tire. I do highly recommend them. Because it's a harder compound, road noise does enhance the longer you own them. And one last thing, in wet, rainy weather, on pavement, not the best traction. So that is one, and that was also the case when I first got the tire. So they're not the best on wet pavement. I have heard that the new K03s are a little bit more soft compound, that they have improved that element. We shall see. Again, BFG, you want to send me a new set of the K03s, I will mount them up and we'll do some reviews on that. Now, I think the new K03s also, their tread is a little more tight. And so the blocks are not as widely spread apart. So I think that will certainly be better on the road, a little better road traction and less road noise. However, I would think that would be a little worse traction off-road. So pros and cons to everything. There are only trade-offs, not true solutions for overall. So it's all on what you want. But highly recommend BFG K02s, all-terrains, tough as nails. We'll see what the future holds for new models. Again, I would certainly mount the K03s, but I am looking diligently at the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires. I've seen some good reviews on those, so we shall see. So share this video, comment, tap the thumbs up icon, subscribe to the channel, all helps out. Appreciate you watching.